Well, howdy there, Paleo Pipe Pals. It's me, Holy Smoking Pipe Andre, saying happy 5th of May, commonly referred to as Cinco de Mayo. Hard to believe. So, greetings and salutations. Okay, well, I'm here to talk about just a few things. Smoking, I don't know if I've ever even, it's funny. This was a very special gift, still is. But believe it or not, pipe pals, I don't know if I've ever shared this pipe with you, but this is my very first pipe. Now, well, I should say my very first Danish freehand. This was given to me as a Christmas gift by my best friend Don 35 years ago. Yep, 35 years ago. Now, I should have gotten this nicely polished, but I didn't. When I had my other pipes restored last, gosh, it was almost a year ago. And there they are back there. My children, my other children. Anyway, so I'm here today. It is Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May. And I'm celebrating, but I'm celebrating a very special, personal accomplishment today. It's a beautiful May day, if you will, here. I was going to be making this video out on my back patio, but we have our parish hall, which is right behind the gate there, and there's a lot of cars there and people coming and going, and so I just thought, you know what, didn't feel the privacy that I would like to have in making a video back there. Again, not that I'm certainly doing anything wrong or immoral or unethical or illegal. It's just, again, politically, some people. Yeah, I got interrupted there by a little phone conversation, for a little phone call. Now, where was I? Oh, celebrating a personal achievement. Finally, after, gosh, I've been here just a little over 3 months. And today was the first day that I actually went for a run. That's right. And it just has taken me this amount of time to feel confident and comfortable about, doing that. Really getting back into the old fitness routine. And so, every week, today is my day off, and normally Tuesdays and Thursdays were my run days. And Fridays when I was doing the TSC challenge, I would do the 3-mile run. So the one thing that I'm grateful that I was able to do when I first got here was start the old walking. I found a trail, and the trail is very sustainable. Just like in Elk Grove, I walk out my door and I just start my walk, or whatever it is now, my run. And so I've been really, for some reason, I don't know why, I guess I've been really hesitant, but I wasn't ready. I just hadn't been ready to do this. So the last week or two, I said, I've got to get it back. I'm just gonna go back to my old ways I was already kind of backsliding, if you will. And I really needed to take an inventory, and I needed to say, hey, look, I just can't do that. I just don't want to do that. So, starting on April 20th, I said goodbye to sugar and processed foods and fast foods again, because I had been allowing myself these things that I normally haven't been doing for almost a couple of years now, because of being in a new place and the stress and I would say stress has a lot to do with it. You know, meeting these new obligations. It's just one of those things that I don't know about it. Some people, maybe some people that would be the very first thing that they would do. And again, walking, fortunately, I still kept doing that. And so that was the one good thing that I did do. And from that, I was able to, kind of map out a real legitimate course. Used Map My Walk to find out exactly where the 2-mile point was and the 1.5-mile point was to make 3 miles. Anyway, long story short, I know, too late already, huh? The last couple of weeks, I've been really saying you've got to psych yourself up. You just gotta do it. You just can't just sit on your fat rear end and just expect that you're gonna, maintain. You got to do all the good things that you were doing before, you came here. And part of that was just having to cut out and map out a new routine. So I started my ed exercises, a couple weeks ago, a little bit. Can't do what I was able to do, say, 6 months ago. You remember the videos of me doing the pull-ups and the chin-ups. I can do a few chin-ups and a few pull-ups, which is really still good, but I can't do the 15 and 17 and 20 like I was doing a year ago. And I have to accept that because I haven't been training. So you can't pick up, after almost 4 or 5 months of not really doing that kind of intensity and expect your body to do that. You'll hurt yourself. And I think I did in some ways. But I started gently running, if you will, about a week ago. I didn't run a full 2 miles. I just ran maybe a half a mile. And then I kind of increased the little stairs. There's little stairs along the side of this path that I run. They're like 13 sets of stairs. So I started doing those. And that really got me feeling like, okay, I can do this. So today I said, my personal goal is just to run simple 2 miles. That's all I need to do. And I know the course. I can walk it in my sleep. So I just said, okay, today, hey, it's your day off. You don't have to stress about it. You just go do it. And I did. Not a real problem. I'm really happy. So I'm celebrating Cinco de Paleo, 5th of May, by doing a 2-mile run. And drinking some coffee and doing some intermittent fasting. The last 10 days or so, I've been doing paleo and Whole30. Started the Whole30 diet again last Friday. And but I started eating paleo on the 20th of April. So that means no sugar, no processed foods, certainly no junk foods, and no goodies that I was eating. So I've been eating really healthy for the last 12 or 13 days, and that's starting to make an impact. But I have gained some weight, gained about 20 pounds, and I need to at least try to trim that back down again, because there's a reason. And the reason is I got a wedding to go to. Not mine, but my best buddy is going to get married. And I told him, I said, hey, what if I showed up in a kilt? So I've been looking online, at different kilts, and I finally found, and I'm hoping they're quality, they look pretty quality, a kilt maker in, maybe in fact, that might have been the people calling me. I better call them back. Somebody from Connecticut. I think these people are from Connecticut. They're kilt makers. Anyway, but anyway, they sell fairly inexpensive, not cheap, but they're not as highly expensive as some of the other kilt makers that I've seen. Some of them are quite expensive. So the kilt that I ordered in a couple of weeks should be here, and by that time, if all goes well, I'll be able to wear that thing without any worries at all. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm excited about that. Chico's an interesting place. It's a place that celebrates summer, and people start wearing shorts. When they started wearing shorts, it seems like back in February when I first got here. So anyway, looking forward to. I know Herminator is a big kilt wearer. I don't know if he wears them all the time. I know he wears some kilts. And I got a kind of a black kilt, cargo kilt, which will look really sharp, especially when I lose the extra 20 pounds. It'll look great. My little clerical shirt there, and I'll get a hat or something. Actually, I do have a Scottish hat somewhere I can wear. It's going to be fun. I'll certainly make a video of that. So anyway, I'm celebrating my 2-mile run today. There's a little picture there for you. Put it right there. There you go. Right after the run there. And got a couple more hours, and then I'll kind of break my fast. And been watching Chris Kruger videos again. If you're ever interested in health and fitness, he's awesome. Chris Kruger, TSC Super Challenge. And just all about nutrition. I find that when I do eat the true macrobiotic way, you're balanced, you're balanced carbohydrate, your balanced protein, and a huge leafy green salad. It seems to really not just fill you up. I mean, it will, but like a lot of meals, you can eat something and then half an hour later you're hungry again. So I find that once I eat that balance of the right protein, the right carbs, to the right micronutrients, and I don't have any sugar, and this time I'm going to be smart. I did the Whole30, you may remember, last year in June of last year. It's May now, so I'm kind of got a little bit of a head start this year. But it says fruit in season. Well, I really kind of took advantage of that, and I didn't lose a lot of weight on that diet. I stayed true to the diet, but I did look forward to my fruit, and I ate fruit in the evening. Although I was doing CrossFit back then too. The thing was that I was eating a lot of fruit, and I don't think it did anything wrong or hurt me or anything, but it certainly did not. I probably could have really lost and really got a lot more. I could have shredded a lot more fat, but I was, and again, my trainer at the time said that, all that, fructose or all that, that sugar that from the fruit is kind of shooting you in the foot. You're not seeing some of the results that you should see because you're kind of, sabotaging them in a small way. So anyway, this year, there's some fruits that I probably will have, and I'm only having them on Sundays instead of every day like I was during the last year I did it. I'm having cherries. Cherries are in season. So that's my treat. My treat days now are not oh, I'll eat anything, you know, on a Sunday, a free day, complete free day. That didn't work. Well, actually, in some ways, maybe it did, but I think that this year, my treat days are just going to be, I'll eat my Whole30 paleo slash diet, but I won't be as regimented with what I when and where I eat, because like right now I'm trying to do something that I'm trying to incorporate, and it seems to be working. I started it last Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe last Wednesday, where I eat only one meal a day, just one meal a day, and no snacking and no night eating, you know. And so far, it seems to be working. Now, right now, I've got 2 more hours to go. I'm Am I ravenous? No. Am I aware that I could eat something right now? You bet. You bet. But I'm gonna let it go for another 2 hours because it just started where my feeding window was around 4 o'clock the last few days, and then on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday after 1, I just kind of said, okay, well, it's the weekend now, and you know, so I'm just gonna enjoy eating good healthy food, but I'm not gonna really worry too much about the intermittent fasting thing. So I kind of like give myself a break on the weekends from that. So if I'm hungry, I'll have a piece of chicken. Maybe I'll have a avocado or some eggs. I'm not going to worry about that part of it. But the rest of the week, I'm going to try to stay true to just one meal a day and see if that can. Because when I was doing intermittent fasting the last time, I did 2 days and then 3 days of 36-hour fasting, every other day, and that really shredded. It really got a lot of the weight off pretty quick. And plus, I was walking like 5-6 miles a day and more. With a little non-habit forming pipe smoking in intermittent times. Oh, by the way, I want to tell you, I'm smoking some Boswells. Spice and nice. Now, I probably bought this a couple years ago, and it's still as moist and tender and flavorful as it was when I first got it. Now, it's reminiscent. It's not an exact clone or a reproduction of a tinderbox blend called Tropical Mix. And I haven't been able to find Tropical Mix. And if any of you out there know where I can find Tropical Mix from the Tinderbox, and I've gone online. I don't know how Tinderbox as a company is doing these days. I do know a friend of mine in Nevada has a Tinderbox near her. Maybe when I go there next time, maybe I'll stop by and see if I can, go in the store and see if they just have it. Because it was kind of an in-house blend, kind of like a lot of the Briar Patch blends were. Anyway, I looked it up a couple of years ago. I didn't find anything, so I'm afraid that they don't make it anymore, or they've lost the recipe. Okay. Well, I was going to just talk a little bit briefly about the Apple Watch. Now, I don't have an Apple Watch, so this isn't a product review. In fact, I was going to ask, anybody out there going to buy an Apple Watch? I don't, I got to be honest with you. When the Apple iPad came out, I asked myself, what in the world do I need an Apple iPad for when I already had, my Mac Pro, my Mighty Mac Pro sitting over there, which I still use to this day. I love this thing. I should get the new one. I'd like to get the new one someday, but I don't know if it's going to happen. And I had my my MacBook Pro laptop. So when I saw the concept for the iPad, I kind of thought, well, why do I need one of those? Now, the short answer is you don't need one. But do you really want one? And for about a year, I didn't even think about even getting one. I just they didn't appeal to me. I wasn't interested until one day.
The French military march of Camille Saint-Saëns, where Jeffrey Simon,
I
London Philharmonic Orchestra.
was at Best Buy and I saw them on display.
Thanks for joining us.
And the moment I picked one up and I started to do this little flick motion and tapping a little icon, app icon, and launching a program, that was it. I needed one. I wanted one. And I think that maybe the Apple Watch will have that same kind of tactile kind of response. You know, in the theory of an iPad or an iWatch is, you know, you're thinking, well, I have something that already does these kinds of things. Well, that is true, but not in the same exact way that you interact with something. And so I've been hearing lots of lackluster things coming from the media that the Apple Watch is just not really taken off. And that, you know, the sales are down. Well, one of the things that I have to say about Apple, and this is one of the things that kind of frustrates me, and always has, and probably always will, they build all the hype. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Apple. I love Apple products, okay? You know that. But what I get frustrated by is the fact that they put out this new product, whether it's an iPad or an Apple Watch or an Apple TV, and they kind of get you excited about it, and then you want to go buy one, and you can't buy them anywhere. Except maybe online or maybe special whatever. So the bottom line is that it gets a little frustrating. So at first I thought to myself, well, I really don't need an Apple Watch. And that's true. Don't need one. But would having one make things kind of more accessible to my digital life? See, again, the concept and the theory is, why do I need an Apple Watch when I got an Apple iPhone that I can always tell the time with? I take it, you know, I wear it. I wear a device. It's just not on my wrist. In fact, right now, the Apple Watch, when and if it ever becomes available, it seems to have, it's kind of like, it's very limited, it seems like. In fact, what I read, and I could be wrong, or maybe it's changed, but it has to almost be tethered to the iPhone in order for it to really be functional. So I don't know. I just need to see. I think this could be, the Apple's had some really great successes, of course, with Steve Jobs at the helm. And they have, revolutionized the industry when it comes to digital, technology, media, all that. But it's had some failures. I think one of them that seemed like it was going to be kind of a cool concept was the Cube computer before they got that Mac Mini. But I knew a guy who actually had one of those. I guess you can, they're like the Lisa, Again, great concept, dismal failure in the marketplace. So, you know, they've had a long run of very successful products. This is very sweet tobacco. I like it. And with like all Boswell tobaccos, there's no tongue bite. Yep, got some sparks there. So I guess my question is, are you going to get an Apple Watch? Would you like an Apple Watch? Would you like to at least see one? You know, I think the concept now is starting to appeal to me. So it's sort of like pipe tobaccos. You know, I can sit here and say, you know, I think I've tried just about every pipe tobacco that's out. I mean, I haven't tried every pipe tobacco that's out there. That would be an overstatement. Thankfully, the resurgence of pipe smoking has made a comeback. You know, even in this politically incorrect world, we've kind of carved out a niche for ourselves, and kind of like the paleo movement. I know they have nothing to do with each other. I'm just saying, you know, but you know, you create kind of a community, literally you create a community. You know, there are going to be other enthusiasts, other hobbyists, and people are going to say, hey, you know, I'd like to try some Squadron Leader, or I'd like to try some of that Spice and Nice from Boswell's, or I'd like to try some Innendale Flake, or, you know, I'd like to try some Pirate Cake, or Haunted Bookshop. You know, and you know, you see people smoking it, and they're enjoying it, and it's kind of, it makes a nice accent to their day or their week or their life. And you say, gosh, you know, that looks pretty good. I might want to try some of that. So again, I'm not going to say that I'm never going to buy another tin of tobacco, or I'm never going to try anything new. I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, I don't have a real driving force to go out and discover the next really cool fad tobacco. So, you know, I don't know what the community is really smoking out there these days, because I haven't been watching a lot of your videos like I should. And if I watch like people like Matches, you know, God bless him. He's just, you know, he's just a good old comfortable guy who's out there smoking his Haunted Bookshop or his Joe Krantz, or, you know, some other C&D blends. John seems to be a C&D kind of guy. And, you know, I love C&D blends. You know, other people have kind of championed the Sutliff tobaccos out there, and they're good. I like the Drew Estates. That's kind of one of my little boutique tobaccos, you know. That toasted Cavendish black Cavendish is delicious. And then there are people that like things like, you know, the Peterson blends, you know, Sweet Killarney and Sunset Breeze, and then there's of course the Dunhill blends, and you know, it goes on and on and on and on and on, and that's great right now. I'm kind of like living in a renaissance of pipes and pipe tobaccos, and hey, I'm happy to be part of that. I'm happy to be able to experience that. So, you know, it's just a simple, you know, innocent hobby. And I hope, you know, people see the videos and they say, well, why is he smoking a pipe? Isn't that bad? You know, well, next to things like axe murdering and, things like that, probably not, you know. And by the way, this is, I want to make it very clear, this is a Bruce Jenner free zone. So we're not going to talk about Bruce and his journey, you know. I think a lot of people kind of get a little burned out on that topic, so we won't go there. Just saying. But hey, I can still stretch. So maybe, as I close this video, you know, what is the very first pipe in your collection? This pipe, now I had, when I was a young Marine, and I started pipe smoking when I was a young Marine. And that was, I think, 1975. Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Went to the PX and bought my very first Dr. Grabo pipe. And got me some Borkum Riff, or Middleton's Cherry. I think it was Middleton's Cherry. So I may remember that. Yeah, this is good. Yeah. Spice and nice. Good. You know, and, you know, I probably had a little collection of Dr. Grabo, or, you know, I got called PX pipes. There were a couple dollar pipes at the time. And the pouch tobaccos. And, you know, hey, I didn't know any better. And again, I don't even know how serious the pipe smoking community was back then. I do know that they had 10 tobaccos back then. I do know that, but I just... Well, actually, I take that back. In the PX, they had... They did have, and in fact, I think, believe it or not, I think they had Elizabethan mixture. I believe I remember seeing that one. I think I even bought it. I thought it was kind of weird. And I just wasn't... I wasn't in the know about pipes. I just, you know, I was learning. So anyway, but pipe smoking was always off and on for most of my adult life. And then, but in 1980, yeah, I think it was 1980, Christmas of 1980, I got this pipe. And the other ones I actually gave away to one of my platoon sergeants. He was our acting first sergeant, Gunny Nicka. Gunnery Sergeant Nicka. God bless him. Old Gunny Nicka. He was great. Loved him. But anyway, I remember giving him some of my pipes, and he thought that was kind of, well, that's awfully nice, yeah, because he was a pipe smoker. And at the time, I was kind of thinking maybe I shouldn't be smoking a pipe, you know. And anyway, for some reason, I didn't want to just throw them out, and I thought maybe he could use them. So I gave them to him, and he was actually, wow, that was such a nice thing for you to do. Anyway, long story short, so I didn't really smoke a pipe for a few years after that. But when I finally decided I wanted to start smoking a pipe again, people were asking me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said, boy, I want a Danish freehand, because I thought Danish, and I still do, I think Danish freehands are awesome. Awesome pipes. Because they're unique. Like you and me. This is a good little smoker. It's not hot or anything. Now, it's a humble looking little Danish freehand. I will grant you that. It's not going to win any beauty contests, kind of like me. But hey, you know what? Good draw. I'd almost say it's almost as good as a Dunhill. So anyway, so maybe you might want to rummage through your pipe collection and say, because I forgot about this pipe. I mean, when I say I forgot about it, I mean, I just saw it. And I went, oh my gosh, this is the very first real serious pipe that I got. I'm lucky I didn't get rid of it, because some things, when you move and you constantly are on the go like I am, you do have to let go of a lot of things that you kind of say, oh, I wish I could have kept that. But this is a little treasure, and I'm enjoying it today, celebrating, yes, Cinco de Paleo, 5th of May, celebrating my 2-mile run, celebrating getting back into a nice routine of health and fitness, believe it or not, with a little bit of extra extracurricular pipe smoking on the side. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a great week. We'll maybe talk later. See you now.